Imagine. What if the most dangerous demon in Demon Slayer, Muzan, instead of dying, suddenly gave all his power to someone else? And what if that power went to a person who had already defeated the sun itself? Yes, you guessed it right. What if one day, Nezuko Kamado drank Muzan Kibutsuji's blood, and instead of dying, she became even more powerful? A power that could perhaps be even more dangerous than Muzan himself, because if Nezuko truly absorbed all of Muzan's strength, she wouldn't just be a demon anymore. She could become the world's first demon queen. But here's the biggest question. If that happened, would Tanjiro Kamado be able to stop his own sister? Or would the entire world of Demon Slayer change forever? In today's video, we're going to explore this deadly what-if theory. So let's begin. Imagine the final battle has reached its peak. The hopes of the entire world now rest on just a few people. Almost all the warriors of the Demon Slayer Corps are wounded, and many have already fallen while fighting. A faint morning light starts spreading across the sky, and everyone knows that if they hold on just a little longer, Muzan's end could come as soon as the sun rises. But Muzan Kibutsuji is no ordinary enemy. He has lived for thousands of years and has always found a way to cheat death. This time, too, he is not ready to give up. Meanwhile, Tanjiro Kamado is fighting with all his strength. His body is almost spent, but his eyes still hold that same determination to save his sister and end this terrifying era. On the other side, Nezuko Kamado stands. She is no longer the same as before. She has defeated the sun itself, and this is what scares Muzan the most, because if a demon can survive even in sunlight, it could become the greatest threat to the entire world. Muzan realizes that if he doesn't take a major step now, his end is inevitable. So he makes a dangerously bold decision. He gathers all his power and suddenly moves toward Nezuko. Before anyone can understand what he's about to do, Muzan injects multiple streams of blood from his body directly into Nezuko. This is the same blood that turned thousands of people into demons. But the amount he injects now is many times more than normal. Usually, that much blood would instantly kill any demon. Their body can't handle that much power and would shatter from within. Seeing this, Tanjiro screams. He feels like he has lost his sister forever. For a few seconds, everything goes silent. Nezuko falls to the ground. Her body begins to tremble, her breaths become heavy, and black energy starts spreading through her veins. Everyone thinks that this is the end of her. But then, something happens that no one expected. Nezuko's eyes suddenly open. There is no longer the same innocence in them. Instead, there's a strange, overwhelmingly powerful glow. The energy radiating from her body is so intense that everyone nearby is forced to step back. And at that very moment, Muzan realizes that he may have made a grave mistake. Because Nezuko is not dying. She is changing. As Muzan's blood spreads through Nezuko Kamado's body, her transformation accelerates at an unimaginable rate. Her veins begin to glow, as if a new power is being born inside her. A strange pressure fills the air, and everyone present feels as if they are witnessing the birth of something extremely dangerous. Nezuko slowly rises from the ground. Her breathing has stabilized, but her face is no longer the same. The color of her eyes has deepened, and her horns appear larger and sharper than before. The strangest part is that Muzan, who has always controlled every demon, now feels uneasy. He senses that his blood, which has always obeyed his command, is no longer under his control. Instead, it is being drawn toward Nezuko. Tanjiro watches all this, unable to comprehend what is happening. His sister is still the same, yet completely changed. Muzan takes a step back. Perhaps for the first time in history, he feels fear. Because he realizes that Nezuko isn't just enduring his blood. She is absorbing it. Nezuko's power grows with every passing second. There is a glow in her eyes that has never been seen in any demon before. Then, suddenly, she looks at Muzan. There is something in that gaze that makes Muzan himself recoil. He understands that the situation has changed. For thousands of years, he had been the king of demons. Every demon was born at his will, lived at his will. But now, for the first time, someone is surpassing even his power. Nezuko is no longer just a demon. She has become something entirely new. A being born of Muzan's blood, yet completely beyond his control. This is the moment when a new power is born. The era of the Demon King is ending. And taking its place, the Demon Queen. But with this new power comes another question. Will Nezuko be able to retain her humanity? Or will Muzan's power slowly drag her into the same darkness? And the effects of Nezuko's transformation are not limited to the battlefield. As Nezuko Kamado begins to fully absorb Muzan's power, every demon in the world feels a strange jolt. For thousands of years, all demons were connected. Their connection was to Muzan Kibutsuji. Every demon could sense his presence. But suddenly, that connection starts to weaken. Demons hiding across Japan become restless. They feel as if the source of their power is changing. Some distant demon collapses to their knees, confused about what is happening within them. The truth is, Muzan's power is slowly fading, and a new center of power is emerging. Even upper moon demons can feel this change. If Kokushibo or Doma were alive at this moment, they would instantly realize that something extraordinary had occurred. Because for the first time in history, someone other than Muzan is gaining this much power. Yet there is a key difference within Nezuko. She is not like Muzan. She still has memories. She remembers her brother's voice. She remembers her home. She remembers the time when she was human. And this is why her power functions differently. Where Muzan's power relied on fear and control, Nezuko's power may become something entirely different. Standing on the battlefield, Tanjiro senses all of this. He realizes that his sister has now become the most powerful demon in the world. But a spark of humanity still remains within her. And that spark could either save the world, or put it in grave danger. Because if Nezuko fails to control this power, she could become even more dangerous than Muzan. And if that happens, Tanjiro will face the hardest fight of his life. Against his own sister. And now, the atmosphere on the battlefield has completely changed. Just moments ago, everyone's focus was on defeating Muzan, but the situation has shifted so rapidly that no one can predict what will happen next. The air feels heavy, and the ground itself seems to tremble with Nezuko's new power. Tanjiro Kamado watches his sister, but this doesn't feel like the same Nezuko who always protected him. Nezuko Kamado now appears far more powerful than ever before. Even the air around her trembles with her energy. There is a new glow in her eyes, neither entirely human nor entirely demonic. Tanjiro slowly steps toward Nezuko. His steps are heavy, but his heart drives him forward. No matter what happens, he cannot leave his sister alone. He calls out Nezuko's name. First softly, then louder. For a moment, it seems as if Nezuko isn't hearing him. Her gaze is fixed somewhere far away, as if an intense struggle rages inside her. But then suddenly, her eyes turn toward Tanjiro. In that single moment, a ray of hope shines for Tanjiro. Because there is still recognition in her gaze. But at that same moment, Muzan's power surges inside her again. Nezuko's body shakes violently, and cracks start forming in the ground beneath her. Tanjiro instantly realizes that this power could spiral out of control. And if that happens, he would have to do something he never thought he could. At this moment, Nezuko stands before two paths. The first path is the one Muzan would have chosen, ruling the world through fear and power. The second path is completely different. It is the path of using this immense power to free the world from the darkness Muzan created. For a few moments, Nezuko closes her eyes. Her mind drifts back to her past, her family, her home, the time when she was an ordinary human. Then she hears Tanjiro's voice. Her brother, who has never abandoned her. That voice begins to awaken the humanity within her. Suddenly, Nezuko's energy starts to shift. The power that had seemed uncontrollable now begins to stabilize. Tanjiro watches in astonishment. Nezuko slowly opens her eyes. This time, the darkness that once consumed her gaze is gone. Instead, there is a new resolve in her eyes. She realizes that within her, there is no longer just the power of a demon. She now possesses a strength that could potentially change the entire demon world. If Muzan was the one who gave birth to demons, so Nezuko might just become the one to break this curse. And that is what makes her the demon queen, but a different kind of demon queen. One born not for destruction, but to bring an end. Now, everyone standing on the battlefield can feel that something monumental is about to happen. The fear and chaos that once filled the air slowly begin to settle. Nezuko Kamado steps forward. Her new power is now fully awakened. But this power no longer feels destructive. Instead, it feels as if it is the beginning of a greater change. Tanjiro Kamado watches her carefully. Fear still lingers in his heart, but hope has begun to rise alongside it. Nezuko extends her palm toward the ground. As her power radiates outward, a strange energy spreads across the entire area. It is the same power that was once within Muzan's blood. But now, it works differently. Where Muzan's power created demons, Nezuko's power begins to undo them. Demons far and wide suddenly feel changes within their bodies. Their strength begins to weaken. The color of their eyes starts to change. In just moments, many demons begin reverting back into humans. This is something that was considered impossible for centuries. The curse of the demons is breaking. And it is all happening because of the Demon Queen. But there is a cost to this power. Nezuko's body gradually begins to weaken. Because she is pouring all of her energy into ending this curse. Tanjiro immediately rushes to her side. He supports her. Nezuko gives a faint smile. As if she knows that she has finally done what all of this was meant for. To free the world from demons. And in this way, the era of the Demon Queen both begins and ends. But this time, the story is no longer one of fear. It becomes a story of hope.